came to the clan on the last day of 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐭, when the mountain passes were ready to shake off winter's icy grip, like hounds waking from a long sleep. Clamor and clouds of dust rose up from the caves that night. Once the dust had settled, the miners went down to look, for they were brave people who feared neither darkness nor falling rocks. But what they found was not darkness or a cave-in. What they found was the pack. The follower, whose true name had been forgotten generations before, was of clan blood. The follower was a despicable sorcerer, a degenerate who had turned his back on his ancestors. He had loved the daughter of the wise clan patriarch most ardently, but her heart had held no warmth for him. The follower had stormed into the dark depths of the caves, seething in his resentment, and with much wailing and berating, plotted his revenge. That is where the dread pack found him, following the scent of profane magic and vice. The pack devoured him, and in so doing, tasted human blood for the first time, and discovered it was to its liking. The pack killed the miners who descended into the caves, and thereafter it began venturing up the surface each night to devour one of the villagers before dragging the carcass back to the caves to gnaw on the bones. The wise patriarch called the clan together in the longhouse and spoke, then the elders of the clan spoke, then the warriors, and then anyone could say their piece. The ancestors had revealed to the patriarch that the clan was being punished by the gods for failing to recognize the degenerate sorcerer in their midst, and that no deity would intercede for them now. Lamenting their fate, the clan left their homes, the ancestors carved images, and their temples to the gods, and fled. That caravan of grief made its way in silence, but not all the clan was represented among its number. Only women, children, and decrepit elders did it contain, for the strong men of the clan had remained behind. Many days they sat in the longhouse, sharpening their weapons and praying. Each night, one of the men would go down into the caves to satisfy the pack's hunger with his own flesh. When all the men were dead and the pack's hunger drove it to the surface, the caravan was already long gone, and the monsters could not pick up their trail. The caravan traveled day and night without rest until it reached the steppe, the very edge of their known world, whence the peaks of their beloved mountains could no longer be seen. And there they settled, living threadbare, meager lives, because they did not know how to rear animals and live the nomadic life that required, and because they had no strong warriors among them. The clan quickly dwindled, the old died, and the young found husbands and wives in other clans and left to join new households. Years later, during one of the harsh steppe winters, the clan patriarch fell sick and died in the arms of his daughter, and no one could recall the location of that house where the clan had once resided in such freedom and dignity. The final pages of the book have been roughly torn out.
Wow. All right. Probably not what we were looking for, though. This is probably what we're looking for. Because the wagon, the pack, the mother. Okay, everyone come over here. It's gonna be just me. Stargazer, the stranger, follower, the cusp, the thrush. Yeah. Lantern bearer. Okay. So let's go back to this book here. So this talks about, well, here, let's...
The concept of the cosmic caravan, which makes its way across the night sky throughout the year and consists of 13 constellations, comes to us from Aslant. The order in which the caravan signs are arranged holds both metaphorical and deeply mystical meaning, in light of which astrologists advise against the use of models where the signs appear out of order, or even in reverse order, as in some cases. The thrush, 18 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐭, 20 abyssal, is the sign associated with friendship, hospitality, a promise of new beginnings, and song. The constellation portrays a songbird sitting on a branch and greeting the weary cosmic caravan at the start of the new year. The thrush is the patron of merrymakers and optimists. The lantern bearer, 21 abyssal, 16 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐭, is the constellation that begins the caravan's procession. The lantern bearer goes forth, chasing back winter's darkness and lighting the cosmic caravan's way. This sign is disposed toward cheerful, self-sacrificing, and altruistic personalities. The newlyweds, 17 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐭, 11 fairest, depicts a young husband and wife whose appearance heralds the beginning of spring. The newlyweds boldly lead the cosmic caravan, for they are guarded by love and youth. This sign favors those who possess a passionate or romantic nature. The bridge, 12 fairest, 18 𝐂𝐻𝐴𝐿, is the constellation that symbolizes change. The bridge soars over tempestuous waters and links one snowy, cold shore with another where spring has already arrived and green shoots are already stretching skyward. This is the sign of obstinate, tenacious personalities who do not fear the dark and cold. The daughter, 19 𝐂𝐻𝐴𝐿, 13 Desnus, is a young girl who signifies the pure joy and enthusiasm that spring days bring. The daughter smiles on matters related to merriment, solace, and celebrating holidays. The rider, 14 Desnus, 20 Serenith, is the mounted warrior who guards the cosmic caravan. It is a combative and contradictory sign that favors both valiant defenders and rash, bloodthirsty bandits. The arrival of the rider marks the beginning of summer's heat. The patriarch, 21 Serenith, 20 Erastus, is the wise and ancient father of the cosmic caravan, who knows its route and sets the course of its journey. This constellation symbolizes wisdom and experience, and favors judicious and sagacious natures. The wagon, 21 Erastus, 10 Eritus, the heavily loaded and foundational wagon is what gives the cosmic caravan its name. It is associated with the spirit of enterprise, diligence, and, of course, swiftness. Personalities drawn to travel and selfless service will find succor under the sign. The pack, 11 Eritus, 16 Rova, is a group of beasts that trail the cosmic caravan and feed off its bounty. Some sages believe that the pack consists of wild dogs that have been tamed by the caravan's travelers, and that therefore the pack represents family ties, affinity with nature, and mastery over fauna. Others argue that the pack is a swarm of vermin, feasting on the leavings of the cosmic caravan and greedily coveting the travelers' cooking pots. In this interpretation, the sign takes on a darker, more predatory aspect. The mother, 17 Rova, 30 Lamashan, the caring and gentle mother dominates the sky when it is time to bring in the rich harvest. Her tender hands hold on to summer's warmth and promise protection against winter's harsh breath. Many scholars agree that the mother also fulfills the role of spiritual guide for the cosmic caravan, and therefore they ascribe to her patronage those who are of a spiritual or nurturing disposition. The Stargazer, 31 Lamashan, 20 Neth, bringing up the rear, the Stargazer completes the caravan's procession. A wistful dreamer, the Stargazer is patron to those of a similar nature, aloof, perspicacious in matters important but far removed, yet absent-minded and inept in daily life. It is unsurprising that many scholars possess an affinity for the sign. The Stranger, 21 Neth, 29 Neth, is an enigmatic and foreboding sign that reigns in the night sky for little more than a week. A solitary traveler who follows the cosmic caravan at a distance, the Stranger reveals nothing as to its intent. The Stranger is an outsider, a wayfarer, and many personalities disposed to a life of wandering fall under the patronage of this sign. The Stranger is a sign of contradictions. Some see it as the patron of all adventurers, while others interpret the sign as the grim harbinger of the constellation that follows it. The follower, 30 Neth, 17 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬𝐿, is the dark figure that pursues the cosmic caravan. A disciple of dark forces who is associated with death and darkness, the follower waxes in power at winter's peak. There are various interpretations of this sign. According to some, the follower is an exile, cursed and banished from the caravan. Others see the follower as a fearsome enemy, and it is flight from this foe that forces the cosmic caravan on its perpetual journey. Still others claim that this sign represents death itself. Predictably, those of a darker disposition who possess an affinity for death fall under the auspices of the follower.
Interesting. I mean, it's it's pretty badass that they have built an entire set of constellations, much like we have, you know, with the Aries and Libra and Sagittarius and all that. So this is very cool. So the question is, do we follow this in order? So like Thrush, Lantern Bearer, Newlyweds, Bridge, and then move on. So let's figure that out. Or are these, okay, so Thrush is the first one. And I guess the big question is Lantern Bearer. Okay, so it does go in order then. So do we start here? Let's just try working our way around. And what is the cusp? That wasn't listed on here. Nope. I guess the cusp is a huge reset. Okay, so is there another book? Did we pick something else up along the way? I do not see anything. Old map. It's just a scroll. Yeah, this book, the old Sarkorian book, did not give us anything, and the Cosmic Caravan listed everything. And there's not, we didn't miss anything. And we got a box of severed demon heads. Nice. Oh, hold on here. Torn out pages from a Sarkorian book. I see Rider. I see Pack.
Years later, into the mountain valley, which for many years had lain uninhabited and had fallen into a state of desolation, rode the prideful rider. His steed was wild and fleet, his tall step helm shone like a gilded mask, and his sharply curved bow could strike from thrice times 300 paces away. Dauntlessly did the rider ride into the remains of the settlement and, drawing up beside the stone pillars into which were carved the images of the ancestors, he bowed low before them, and then he sliced open his palm and blooded those same stones. Then the rider unbridled his mount and sent him off, for his loyal companion would be of no use to him in the cramped caves. The rider checked his bowstring, descended into the depths, sat down in the largest of the caves, and waited. Soon the pack appeared. They were hungry, wasted, and as such even more vicious, for it had been long since they had eaten the human flesh they so favored. But the rider pulled his bowstring tight and let fly arrow after arrow. The darkness was no obstacle, as he used sound to guide his arm, until each down to the very last was stuck full. Perishing, the last of the pack creatures opened its maw and in the follower's voice asked, "Who are you, mighty rider, who does not fear to tread here and end my cursed and rotten life? Tell me your name, my lord, and tell me from what noble clan do you hail?" The rider removed his tall helm with its gilded mask, and long braids tumbled free from beneath it. It was no man, but the daughter of the wise patriarch, who on the brink of death made her swear one final vow, a vow of vengeance. For years she had roamed, bearing in her heart cold malice and righteous fury for all sorcerers and their ilk. For years her arrows had cut down despicable sorcerers, while her conviction had only grown in strength and certainty. And at last the hour had come for her to return and avenge the clan whose name has now been condemned to obscurity. She did not answer the dying monster, for vile sorcerers are undeserving of even a word from a worthy person's lips. She burned the pack's stinking bodies, left the caves, bowed before the ancestors one last time, and departed, never again to return.
Oh, wow. Well, that's cool. That's a great end to that story. I don't know that it actually helps us. Temple of Roses. No. No. No, these are all like Illusionera kind of books. Okay, so I don't know if we're missing something or I'm just an idiot. That's entirely possible, either one of those. So, I'm gonna have to look and see if maybe there is a book that we missed. And come back to this. Because I hate to just look up a solution. What are you doing just standing in there? No. People are just standing here. It's kind of creeping me out. Okay, let's do this. Let's level up. How's that sound? You come over here. Oh god, I went too far. All right, God, what level are we on anyway? 18? 18. Wow. All right, Hell Knight. Well, that was easy enough. Okay, and Regel's going Armiger. Oh, he gets a weapon training. Fighter treats all one-handed weapons that belong to the trained group as though they were light weapons when determining his penalty. No. I don't know, maybe? Because we don't need to add a different weapon training. So we might as well just take this. I don't know that that is going to actually do anything for us. Oh. Maybe that's the better thing to take. As long as he's wielding a weapon from the trained weapon group, the fighter applies his weapon training bonus to initiative checks. So if we come over here and we look, so here's where we picked up our weapon training for double weapons. And then we picked up fighter tactics, fighter's reflexes. So this is giving him a bonus. Whenever a fighter attacks with a weapon from this group, he gains a +1 bonus on attack and damage rolls. This group includes, yeah, okay. So yeah, might as well just add that on there. All right. Cool. Darren. Oracle. Points. Let's do mass heal. Miss Arushale. Combat style feat. God, I didn't realize she was getting anything on this level. Hold on, let me flip her sheet here. Improved precise shot. That's what we want right there. Miss Ember, who is Eldritch Knight. And we will give her points in use magic device and knowledge. I'm just looking at her bonus compared to where I'm at right now. And let's see. Let's come over here. Level 18. Greater weapon focus. Oh, God. Stop it. Ray. And we'll do that. And of course, this, instead of electricity damage for her, it would be all fire damage. Lastly, me. But level 18, we are not doing Sorcerer anymore. We're going to up here because we've unlocked Lore Master. And take our points. And we get another point. Well, we can do it. Knowledge World. Heck yeah. From 17 to 21 for putting 1 point in? Yep, we'll take that. Okay, choose my spellbook Sorcerer. Okay, now I get a secret. And it is going to be a combat feat. And it is going to be improved. Where is that? Down here. Improved critical. And we are going to take Ray. All right. Cool. And I think that is where we're going to wrap it up for right now. Because again, I want to see if I can find where this book is. And I don't want you guys to have to worry about me just kind of wandering around looking for a book that I may not be able to find. So we are going to save it here. And until next time, you take care of yourselves out there. This is Draco Invictus saying this has been the best day of my life. See ya.